Yo, what's up, War Report family? We are here, halftime. Woo! A lot to talk about here, man. Prize Picks halftime here with the War Report, man. Let's get into it. Yo, we're here, man. We had to show up, but we're at the half, 10-7.
Yep. So I don't know, we have the graphic in here, but we talked about it. Rogueshop.com. Get yourself some Delta 8s for this tragedy of an offense that we watched here in the first half. Guys, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, that just wasn't good offense at all. It doesn't look like we know what we're doing at quarterback. I'm inclined to blame the rain. The footballs were too wet.
I mean, we need something.
That was it.
Something to blame it on.
That was it. I'm blaming the equipment trainer.
Yeah, I mean, San Jose State's quarterback hasn't had any problem throwing the ball.
Oh my God. Yeah. So we hung our defense out to dry a lot in that first half.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like they played better than this looks on paper.
I don't think the defense has been terrible. I got some things I want to watch back on film. I don't think that we're being super exotic. I don't think we ever need to blitz right now. Every time we blitz, they're doing a good job of reading hot off of it and making the right decision. We need to make that quarterback feel uncomfortable in the pocket without sending extra people. I think they started pressing, trying to get turnovers as opposed to trying to play solid defense for a minute there, and that's what led to some of that stuff happening there. If you're watching this right now and you're wondering why you can't comment, listen, halftime and post game, we warn you guys. Mm-hmm. It's a members only zone. So if you're not a member, unfortunately, you won't have the opportunity to chat. I know that makes you frustrated to have to watch and not be able to chat, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So that being said, I don't have words for this.
Yeah, let's go to the chat then. Let's see what the people are talking about. Rick is in here at the south end, at the game south end. Pathetic. Fans saved them first time, first and goal. Shanker equal drive killing penalty machine.
He's having a terrible game.
Yeah, outside of the couple of catches that he's had, Shanker has not. He's been slow to where he was supposed to be, and then when he gets there, he's blocking the back. He's cut block. Like Shanker's not mentally where he needs to be right now for this game. It's a little frustrating. John Brandon jumps in with the super chat. As hard-nosed as Harsin is, shocked by sloppiness. I can guarantee you that halftime doesn't sound good in the locker room right now. But listen, as hard-nosed as Harsin is, we saw this against Georgia State last year too, right? Yeah. Like maybe they're just due for and listen, this is one thing I will say was kind of a repetitive theme from Boise fans was that he was going to lose one inexplicably every year at Boise.
Can't be this one.
Yeah. This definitely can't be the game. Cedric Bufford jumps in saying penalties. Yeah, that's absolutely.
That's a story of the first half on offense, right? Like
killed our turnovers and penalties. The interceptions were both very bad. They were both very bad throws. And then penalties were killing our momentum the rest of the time. Has Mike G busted a TV up yet?
Oh, it's
Thomas
surviving. It's surviving. Again, courtesy of the Rogue Shot.
Yeah, we got a whole other half. Maybe the TVs will be able to make it through. FJ Tab says, y'all done ran through all my gun. Listen.
Yeah, I need some more too. I got one single solitary gummy in that glass jar, and it's getting taken tonight.
Seth Wood said that you ran B-Wheel 4 gummies in.
This is exhaustion and a lack of sleep. But the gummies are finna help make it all right tonight, buddy. All right.
Yeah. Hasn't looked good though, man. It hasn't looked good. There's not very much redeemable about this, other than you've got a couple of ball players that are emerging here, right? Like there's
Keontae Scott again, man. Yeah. He's everywhere.
Listen, we talked about this pregame, right?
Yeah.
Is Pritchett headed towards the bench?
Okay, so
first half results say.
I asked last week if they were picking on Pritchett, and you guys kind of said, "Oh, well, he's covering their best receiver,
which he was.
And now again, I still have questions. I got questions about Pritchett and coverage. So like,
I don't feel like they're picking on. So the 50-50 ball where he got the PI is on him. He's got to get his head around on that, right? The slant, that's more of just the way that the coverage was designed. But the issue that I have with Pritchett when they get into that slant coverage is how he plays his man. He gives so much cushion that he doesn't make it a tough throw, and then he's not in like his trail technique is his trail technique is terrible right now. He's just got to do a better job on trail technique in order to be able to play the kind of coverage they want. And right now, Keontae Scott's doing that better. I don't think the call on Jalen Simpson on the other side for the PI was a good call.
It wasn't a good call.
It was a bad call. It was a really bad call. And the ball was uncatchable.
Yeah.
It was practically uncatchable. There was no way he was getting in that one.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. We got some more chats rolling in. We appreciate all of you guys who are jumping in. New members who want to jump in the chat. John Brandon with the super chat says, D-line extremely talented. So what's up? Is it scheme?
It looks like they're playing basic, and I'm surprised they're even blitzing. But what it looks like is they're kind of just like, all right, let's play it. Let's play it straight up.
Yeah.
And a couple of times, man, they got them behind the line of scrimmage, and it's been a big surprise to see us miss tackles. Like that's probably been the most disappointing thing about the defense so far.
There's really
been whiffed on one that was terrible.
Yeah, there's been two pretty bad whiffs. The Owen Papo one on the screen that should have been for like -1, maybe no gain, and then Marcus Harris missing the one up the middle have been the two ones that stood out in my mind as like actually missed tackles and not just bad angle type of stuff. Like you had them dead to rights and you just didn't do it. There was one situation where Donovan Kaufman, he didn't necessarily miss a tackle, but he was coming downhill.
And he got to him before the first down.
Yeah.
And if he had sized that up properly, he arrives probably right when the ball does and makes that either a tough catch or a stop short of the goal line to gain. Imani Smoots, Mr. 15-0 says, I am not concerned at all. That's the worst half you can play to be down by 3. I'll take it. We beat them by 20 or more. Where I will agree with you is we can't play much worse. Well, no, we could play worse. Let me not say that. We could play worse.
Defense could get worse.
Yeah. We could definitely play worse. Offensively is where I was going to go. But what I am encouraged by is that we seem to have a little bit of spark in the run game late there in the half. I don't know if that was San Jose State thinking we were just going to start trying to pass the ball more. So they were just like, okay, well, we can stop them in the run game. And they were being pretty dominant up front. Ramon Blakely says offense is atrocious. That is an understatement. Jeffrey Manion says, but on the positive, Cam doggone Riley.
Yeah.
Cam Riley's playing ball, man. I'm not mad at anything I've seen from Cam Riley. He hasn't been a difference maker on defense. Like he hasn't just been blowing plays up, but he hasn't been out of position. Right. Jazzy Joe jumps in. Do we see Calzada this game? I don't think so.
I don't think so. But honestly, I don't know. I'm not even going to go there right now. I'm not going to go there right now. If you're Harsin, you have an opportunity here. You have to go into the locker room and you have to light a fire under your team's ass right now, because Texas A&M lost to damn Appalachian State. Notre Dame lost to Marshall. This is not a list you want to make this week. Right. So light a fire under your team's ass right now. Come out and dominate after the half. I'm sorry, just execute. Blow a guy off the ball. Just play football. This team is not better than you in any position.
Yeah.
So, man.
A lot of super chats rolling in here. I'm going to try to get to as many as we can, keeping an eye out for the halftime here. Cameron Carr says, did we not practice our refs on Booster's payroll?
Some of these calls were questionable to me. I mean, we can't blame this on refereeing, but yeah, I don't know. I have questions about some of the calls.
Yeah, it's been a little weird. Jonathan Harris jumps in with the super chat. For the love of God, abandon the zone defense. I don't think zone defense is the problem here, man. I think the issue is when you're in zone, when we're blitzing, like we're choosing the times to blitz, and you've got to have your corners on alert for the slant a little bit more. Like they're just not ready for the most obvious zone beaters. And I don't think that that's a whole. So again, I think that's we just got to work on it, man. Because I told you guys the zone was probably going to be the thing because this quarterback can run.
Right.
So they don't want to have backs turned to the quarterback. So they either have to figure out how to play press man on the outside and be more disciplined in the pass rush, or let your rushers go be aggressive and your cornerbacks, your defensive backs have eyes on the quarterback so he doesn't break it for a long one. You have to
Right.
pick your poison when you have a running quarterback in that way. So they've got to figure out, is there a way that they can cover and not get abused by the quarterback's run? Fuller Roberts says sloppy penalty killed first drives. Refs are flag happy. On offense, they need Hunter to run outside to mix up the play calling, create more consistency. I don't have an issue with the play calling per se in the first half. Does anybody have any thoughts on this one?
I mean, it's hard to say for certain because I would have liked to seen an all 22 on like the throw Robbie was trying to make. It looks like he was trying to get it to Landon King over there. I saw the 14 on his jersey, and I'm thinking, okay, that was you short armed it a little bit, just a little bit. But I mean, that makes a difference. I don't think it was a terrible read. I think they're in zone, and what they're forcing us to do is the wide receivers have to get to the right spot, and the quarterbacks have to make some, slightly advanced throws. And so far, we've been unable to do it for the most part.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's been interesting for sure. Appreciate jumping on board as a member here. I don't even want to butcher that name. Sorry.
But thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah. Philip Coleman jumps in with the super chats. Feels like the board of trustees sent a check to the refs with a letter that starts off with saying, "Hey, big head." Again, I can't blame this. I mean, there's a lot. The penalties have been earned other than that one pass interference. I feel like I didn't shake my head at any of the penalties other than that one, but we killed ourselves with 2 turnovers. Like this game really should be 13-7, right? They missed a field goal. We killed ourselves with turnovers more than anything else. If we can eliminate the turnovers and stop giving them a short field, we're in a better position right now, even with the penalties. Have a bad feeling about tonight. Hopefully you are not having any omens about tonight, because I don't want to be there with you at any point in time. A lot of chats rolling in here, but guys, this is brought to you by our folks at prizepicks.com. You guys can do more Prize Pick stuff, and there's still games to play tonight if you want to get a late card in. We have our card going. It's not looking so great because Tank isn't touching the ball a lot.
Yeah, Keller Williams is killing it. So that pick was on, but we need Tank to do something in the second half for that card to hit.
Yeah, and this is not looking like a game where we're not going to have starters in for the majority of it, unless the third quarter just looks like one of those classic Golden State Warrior third quarters where you just come out and blitz the other team and they're just like, whoa, wait, what happened here?
So with so many players seemingly not playing their best, do we think it's something collective? I mean, how do this many players wake up kind of off and sleepwalking into the game? Or I mean, Shanker's poor game, I don't think Robbie's played a poor game. He had a bad throw. There's a difference between a bad game and a bad throw.
It's hard to put too much on that one throw. I mean, this is a guy who hasn't had a lot of time on the field.
Right.
Every this would happen.
Yeah, every quarterback throws an inexplicable. Like I was shocked that we got away from him, on the zone read keeps, because it was working. It looked like it was working. I don't know why they stopped. They got cute.
They went from the zone read to more of a quarterback sweep or like a quarterback keep thing. They weren't giving it an option for a read. And so, this is where I think the inexperience of a play caller in Coach Keesaw shows is sometimes he overthinks it a little bit, maybe. Just keep it simple. Give your guys some easy stuff. I haven't seen any of the give him an easy throw to let him get into the rhythm type of stuff yet.
Yeah, Robbie had one on a swing to Tank. It was a great ball. It had good pace on it. He caught it, and all he had to do was make a play. I think he overthought it a little bit. I thought he could have cut it up to the inside and just got some hard yards. But there are yards there to be had. It just feels like they got away from the things that were gaining them chunks of yards at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, agreed. Another super chat in here by Joe Kelsey. He says, if our O-line can't get pushed against this D-line, the SEC is going to be long and painful. They're getting pushed. That's like it's early that I will agree that our offensive line didn't look great. They started getting a little bit better as the game went on. For whatever reason, we've just not come out sharp in this game. Hopefully we will get back to it. That last drive, we didn't have time to run the ball anymore. Maybe we'd have seen 2 back-to-back drives of the offensive line being able to do something. I don't know. We will see. But I do think that we need to get the more mobile quarterback in the game and make them think about something else here.
Do either one of y'all think that switching quarterbacks can be or has been a negative because
100%? Yes.
it disrupts any type of rhythm that a guy can get into?
Yeah,
If you're not going to call really great plays, then yes.
Yeah. I think I agree with Ike. I think the play calling dictates whether that's a good idea or not.
Right.
And right now, the play calling doesn't seem like it's great because they're getting away from things that work. So yeah, I mean, if you're Robbie, you throw that interception, but you got to sit on the sideline and dwell on that for like 2 drives.
Right.
And I think that it hurts at this point. So, again, you've got to be a superior play caller if you're going to switch in quarterbacks, throughout the game. And that's not what's happening right now. So we just got to call it what it is. The play calling today has not been what we thought it was last week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting to see what it's looked like so far. Controlled chaos. Oh, he already got that one. I want to make sure I didn't miss any super chats in here. I see all of the chats coming in. We've got over 700 people in here right now. I know everybody wants to get a chance to chime in. The post game, I think, will be interesting. We'll definitely have more opportunities for people to talk because there'll be more time.
Oh man, I hope we don't have records of amounts of people here for the post game because that means we joined the Texas A&M list.
Yeah,
no, we don't need that.
We don't need that.
We don't need
I'd
that.
rather have 30.
App State's a good group of 5 team. We've been talking about how terrible San Jose State was for the last 5 days. Like it can't be here.
Yeah, that's words I don't want to eat.
Yeah, factual. I mean, we're eating those words right now, honestly, because I was like, "There's no way we're going to lose to San Jose State," and we're losing to them right now. So
yeah, now listen. They can still come out and dominate this second
for
half.
sure.
They can 100% come out and dominate this second half. So I'm not putting out a 30-point half here with a shutout in between. Like I think they're capable of that. We left our defense hanging out to dry, just giving them the ball way too many times in the first half. I don't care how bad the team is. If you give a college football team enough chances, they're going to score some points.
Right.
And those turnovers. Think about when they were losing the field position battle. A lot those turnovers were like on the again on your own side of the field.
Right.
They started from their 50 a couple of times on those drives. So I don't know, man.
Good question here by Lawrence Robinson, and I'll let you get back. What do we want to see out of this first drive of the half? And Brian, I'll let you finish your thought, then you can get first crack at this question.
Well, what I was thinking was we saw some classic stinkers from, and this is not the same staff, but from Gus in between when we had the games, Georgia, Cupcake game, and then Bama, and also before a major opponent. I didn't think that this is something that Brian Harsin would do, and I don't have any proof that he does this, but it looks like a classic. We've been prepping for the next game, so now we're just going to come out here and play base and very, very slight adjustments to our base, and I expect you guys to be disciplined and the better athletes and go get it, and we're not. Now, that's just me having watched football, not just Auburn, but other teams do that as well. They've been prepping for the bigger game and said, hey, y'all know what to do. Be disciplined and let's get this game like we can, and it's not working out like that. So now they're going to have to go into halftime and start prepping and game planning on a very short amount of time, specifically for this team and what they've been doing, so we can pull this one out. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
But so want to see out of this first drive. What's that? What you got?
I want to see one quarterback keep the ball for like at least 3 drives. Whoever it is, just keep him in there. Just honestly, I need it to be Robbie at this point because TJ's had more drives after his interception than Robbie has had after his interception. So I would love to see Robbie get a chance to control the offense. Don't let it just be runs and whatnot. But I see we're about to come back on now. So
yeah, we're about to get back into this. Stephen, appreciate it. 2 QB system to work if you've got at least one of them playing consistently, and that's yet to happen. Agreed 100%. We are going to get out of here and watch the second half of this game. Come back and holler at us at the end of the game. Hopefully we'll have a better tune to holler at y'all with. But until then, War Eagle, we're out of here.
War Eagle.